Hello and welcome to Senior Wise Journey. If you're a man over 60, chances are you've heard the whispers, or maybe even the loud pronouncements, about prostate health. It's often painted as an inevitable decline, a part of aging we just have to accept. But what if I told you that's not the whole story? What if the key to a healthy, comfortable life well into your golden years isn't found in some miracle cure, but in the small, seemingly insignificant choices you make every single day? Today, we're not just talking about problems, we're talking about solutions. We're going to uncover 10 daily habits that might be silently harming your prostate, and more importantly, how to transform them into pillars of strength and wellness. This isn't about fear, it's about empowerment. This is your guide to reclaiming your vitality, one simple step at a time. Let's begin this journey together. Part 1. The lifeblood of your body. The truth about hydration. Let's start with the most fundamental element of life, water. It seems too simple, doesn't it? We're told to drink more water for everything from skin health and to energy levels. But for prostate health, it's not just a suggestion, it's a necessity. Imagine your urinary tract as a river. When you're well hydrated, the river flows freely, clear and clean. But when you're dehydrated, that river becomes a thick, slow-moving sludge. Your urine becomes highly concentrated and acidic. This isn't just a theoretical concept. This acidic urine constantly bathes your bladder and prostate, causing irritation and inflammation day in and day out. Think of it like splashing a mild acid on your skin repeatedly. At first you might not notice, but over time the area becomes red, sensitive, and inflamed. That's precisely what's happening inside your body. The solution is beautifully simple. Make water your constant companion. Don't wait until you're thirsty. Thirst is a sign that dehydration has already begun. Keep a water bottle handy. The goal isn't to chug a gallon at once, but to take consistent sips throughout the day. Your urine should be a pale, straw-like color. If it's dark, it's a clear signal from your body that it needs more fluid. This one habit alone can wash away irritants, reduce your risk of urinary tract infections, and dramatically lower the inflammatory stress on your prostate. It's the easiest, cheapest, and one of the most effective steps you can take. Starting right now. Part 2. The hidden dangers of a sedentary life. Our modern world has, in many ways, engineered movement out of our lives. We sit to drive, we sit to work, and we sit to relax. But for men, this constant sitting is a silent enemy to our pelvic health. Picture this. When you sit for hours on end, your entire body weight presses down on the pelvic floor. This constant pressure does two dangerous things. First, it physically compresses the prostate gland. Second, and more critically, it restricts blood flow to the entire region. Blood is the delivery service for oxygen and vital nutrients, and it's also the garbage disposal service, carrying away metabolic waste. When that flow is sluggish, your prostate is starved of what it needs and becomes a dumping ground for inflammatory byproducts. This creates a chronic state of low-grade inflammation. You might not feel it as acute pain, but it's a smoldering fire that can eventually lead to enlargement and other serious issues. The antidote isn't running a marathon, it's micro-movements. The rule is simple. For every 30 minutes you sit, stand for at least one. Stretch your legs, walk to the kitchen, do a few gentle squats. Set a timer if you have to. These small breaks are like opening a dam, allowing fresh, oxygenated blood to flood the area, nourishing the tissues and washing away the inflammatory buildup. It's about breaking the cycle of stillness. Your prostate will thank you for it. Part 3. The caffeine conundrum. That morning cup of coffee. For many of us, it's a cherished ritual, a warm, comforting start to the day. and 1 cup is likely fine. The problem arises when 1 cup turns into 3, 4, or more throughout the day. Caffeine is a known diuretic and a bladder irritant. Let's break down what that means for your prostate. As a diuretic, it makes your kidneys produce more urine faster. This puts your bladder under constant pressure. As an irritant, it makes the muscles of the bladder and prostate tense and twitchy. This creates a frustrating paradox. You feel the urgent need to go more often, but when you do, the irritated muscles prevent you from emptying your bladder completely. This leftover or residual urine is a problem. It stagnates, increasing the risk of infections that can easily spread to the prostate. Furthermore, the constant pressure from a never truly empty bladder puts mechanical stress on the prostate gland itself. We're not asking you to give up your beloved coffee. We're asking you to be mindful. Savor that first cup. Then consider switching to decaf, or better yet, a soothing herbal tea like peppermint or chamomile for the rest of the day. Pay attention to how your body feels. Do you notice more urgency or discomfort after that second or third cup? Your body is giving you signals. Learning to listen and moderate your caffeine intake can bring profound relief and peace to your urinary system. Part 4. The Fire Within. How your diet fuels inflammation. For decades, we thought of fat as just fat and food as just calories. We now know that food is information. It sends signals to our body that can either quell or ignite the fires of inflammation. A diet heavy in spicy foods, processed meals, and certain dairy products can be like throwing gasoline on the inflammatory fire in your prostate. Spicy foods, while delicious, can be direct irritants to the urinary tract for many men. Processed foods, think frozen dinners, packaged snacks, and fast food, are often loaded with omega-6 fatty acids, refined sugars, and chemical additives. These ingredients trigger a systemic inflammatory response throughout your body, and the prostate is particularly vulnerable. Some studies also suggest that high consumption of conventional dairy can disrupt hormonal balance, favoring the production of estrogen-like compounds that contribute to prostate growth. The solution is to fight fire with water, so to speak. Adopt an anti-inflammatory diet. This isn't a diet in the sense of restriction, but a lifestyle of abundance. Fill your plate with the vibrant colors of leafy greens like spinach and kale. Embrace healthy fats from avocados, nuts, and olive oil. Enjoy the powerful anti-inflammatory benefits of berries and fatty fish like salmon. Rich in omega-3s, think of your grocery cart as your pharmacy. Every piece of fresh and whole food you choose is a vote for a calmer, healthier, and less inflamed body. It's a delicious way to take control of your health from the inside out. Part 5. Answering Nature's Call. The Peril of Delay. It's a scenario we've all been in. You're in the middle of a movie, a long drive, or an important meeting, and you feel the urge to go. So you hold it. A few minutes turn into an hour. While it may seem harmless, consistently ignoring your body's signals is a dangerous habit for your prostate. Your bladder is a muscular sac designed to hold urine, but it has its limits. When you regularly force it to stretch beyond its comfortable capacity, you're putting immense and direct pressure on the organ that sits right beneath it, your prostate. Think of an overinflated balloon pressing down on a soft piece of fruit. This pressure can cause micro-injuries and irritation to the prostate tissue over time. But the danger doesn't stop there. Chronically overstretching the bladder weakens its muscular walls. A weak bladder struggles to contract fully, leading back to that problem of incomplete emptying. Stagnant urine, as we've discussed, is a breeding ground for bacteria, which can lead to painful urinary and tract infections, UTIs, and in prostatitis, inflammation of the prostate. The lesson here is one of respect for your body's natural rhythms. When you feel the urge to urinate, answer the call as promptly as possible. It's a simple act of self-care that prevents a cascade of potential problems. Don't train your body to ignore its own needs. Train yourself to listen. Part 6. The unseen damage of smoking. By now, the general health risks of smoking are well known. It damages the lungs, harms the heart, and ages the skin. But its destructive effects on prostate health are less talked about, yet just as significant. It's a multi-pronged attack. First, the thousands of toxins in cigarette smoke, including carcinogens like cadmium and arsenic, are absorbed into your bloodstream. Your body tries to eliminate them through urine, meaning these toxic chemicals are constantly passing through your urinary tract, directly irritating the delicate tissues of the prostate and bladder. Second, nicotine is a potent vasoconstrictor. This means it tightens and narrows your blood vessels. Remember our discussion about the importance of blood flow. Smoking systematically chokes off the supply of oxygen and nutrients to your pelvic region. A starved prostate is an unhealthy prostate, one that is more susceptible to inflammation, enlargement, and cellular damage that can lead to cancer. Studies have consistently shown that smokers have a higher risk of developing aggressive prostate cancer and are more likely to have a recurrence after treatment. This applies to secondhand smoke as well. The most powerful thing you can do for your prostate, and indeed your entire body, is to quit. It is never too late. Within hours of your last cigarette, your body begins to heal, blood flow improves, inflammation subsides, and your risk for disease starts to drop. It is the single greatest gift of health you can give yourself. Part 7. The power of prevention. Don't wait for symptoms. As men, we're often conditioned to be tough, to ignore minor aches and pains, to walk it off. We don't go to the doctor unless something is seriously wrong. When it comes to prostate health, this mindset can be incredibly dangerous. The scary truth about prostate issues, including cancer, is that they are often silent in their early, most treatable stages. You might feel perfectly fine. You might not have any of the urinary symptoms we've discussed, but underneath the surface, things can be changing. By the time symptoms like a weak stream, frequent urination, or pain become noticeable, the problem may have progressed to a more advanced stage, making treatment more difficult and invasive. This is why preventive checkups are not optional. They are essential. Think of it like the regular maintenance you perform on your car. You don't wait for the engine to seize before you change the oil. An annual checkup with your doctor, which should include a discussion about a PSA, prostate-specific antigen blood test, and, when appropriate, a digital rectal exam, DRAC, is your early warning system. These tests provide a baseline and can detect subtle changes long before you'd ever feel them. It's not about looking for trouble. It's about taking proactive, empowered control of your health journey. A 30-minute appointment once a year is a small investment for a lifetime of peace of mind. Part 8. Re-evaluating your plate, the meat of the matter. Let's talk about the centerpiece of many American meals, red meat. A juicy steak, a classic burger, or processed meats like bacon and sausage are staples in many diets. However, a growing body of research links high consumption of these foods to an increased risk of prostate problems, including cancer. The issue is twofold. First, red meats are high in saturated fats. Diets high in these fats are associated with higher levels of inflammation throughout the body. When your body is in a constant state of inflammation, it creates an environment where diseases, including those of the prostate, can thrive. Second, processed meats contain chemicals like nitrates and nitrites, which are added for preservation. When cooked at high temperatures, These can form carcinogenic compounds that have been linked to various cancers. Furthermore, some research suggests that a diet high in animal protein can increase the levels of a growth factor called IGF-1, which may stimulate the growth of prostate cells, both benign and malignant. The solution isn't necessarily to become a vegetarian overnight. It's about shifting the balance on your plate. Try designating a few days a week as meat-free. When you do eat meat, choose leaner sources of protein. Think baked chicken or turkey, and especially fatty fish like salmon or mackerel, which are packed with anti-inflammatory omega-3s. Explore plant-based proteins like lentils, beans, and quinoa. See this not as a restriction, but as an adventure in flavor that nourishes your body and protects your prostate. Part 9. The weight around your middle. Many of us notice that as we get older, it becomes easier to gain weight, especially around the abdomen. This belly fat, or visceral fat, is often dismissed as a simple consequence of aging, but it is far from harmless. You should think of that belly fat as an active, rogue organ that is working against you. Visceral fat is metabolically active. It functions like an endocrine gland, pumping out inflammatory substances called cytokines into your bloodstream 24/7. This creates a state of chronic low-grade inflammation that affects every system in your body, including your prostate. But it gets worse. Belly fat is also a factory for an enzyme called aromatase. The job of aromatase is to convert your precious testosterone, the hormone of male vitality, into estrogen. This hormonal imbalance is a key driver of benign prostatic hyperplasia, BPH, or an enlarged prostate. You are, in effect, fueling the very condition you want to avoid. The good news is that this is entirely reversible. You don't need to achieve some unrealistic ideal weight. Studies have shown that losing just 5 to 10% of your body weight can have a massive impact. It reduces inflammation, helps rebalance your hormones, and can significantly improve urinary symptoms. This isn't about vanity. It's about shutting down the inflammatory factory at your waistline and taking a huge step toward long-term prostate health. Part 10. The Master Key: Taming Chronic Stress. We've discussed 9 important habits, but this final one, managing stress, is arguably the most critical because it acts as a threat multiplier. Unmanaged chronic stress makes every other bad habit worse. It is the master key to your health. When you are stressed, your body enters fight or flight mode and floods your system with the hormone cortisol. In the short term, this is a lifesaver. But when stress is chronic, from financial worries, relationship issues, or constant negative news, that cortisol drip never shuts off. High cortisol levels are profoundly inflammatory. They also cause the muscles of your pelvic floor to tighten subconsciously, constricting your prostate. Finally, chronic stress disrupts the delicate balance of your sex hormones, further contributing to prostate issues. You cannot eliminate stress from your life, but you can change how you respond to it. The key is to actively engage your body's rest and digest system. This can be as simple as practicing deep belly breathing for 5 minutes. Take a walk in nature, leaving your phone behind. Prioritize sleep, as this is when your body repairs itself and resets its hormonal clock. Find a hobby that absorbs you, whether it's woodworking, painting, or playing an instrument. Managing stress isn't a luxury. It is a non-negotiable part of a healthy lifestyle. It calms the inflammation and relaxes the pelvic floor and allows your body to find its natural healthy equilibrium. So, there you have it. 10 simple yet powerful daily choices. It's not about a radical overnight transformation. It's about the quiet, consistent power of good habits. It's about drinking a little more water, standing up a little more often, and choosing the salmon over the steak. Each one of these choices is a deposit in your health bank account. They add up, creating a rich reserve of vitality that will serve you for years to come. Remember, your health is not something that happens to you. It is something you build day by day. You have the wisdom of experience and the power to choose. It is never too late to start this journey. Thank you for joining us on Senior Wise Journey. If you found this information valuable, please give this video a like and share it with the men in your life who you care about. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more insights on living your healthiest, wisest life. Your journey to wellness is a marathon, not a sprint, and we're here to support you every step of the way. Be well,